Yep. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. She's Josh's marketing girl now, so she's yeah, gotta
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
We're back. And I'm Renee. Yeah. It just wouldn't be. We had to it was on purpose.
Is that better? Check, mic check.
Test.
No audio. You can keep talking, but it's no good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think they could hear you because you're a separate audio source. But see, here's the thing, right? This is why we cannot go 2 months without a show. Right. I get it. We all got busy. I get it. But I forget that I have to check the mic every single time because for some reason it defaults to something else, and I don't know why.
Yeah. So anyway, now you can hear us.
Excuse me.
And like we were saying, it's been a while.
Yep.
We haven't been on since right before the camp back in May. And wow, I mean, time's flown by.
I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, I know I've just been talking with you guys that this summer has kind of just been one whirlwind after another. You know, I like for me personally, just everything going on, just I don't know. It's like I said, it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah. There's been little time for anything besides work and trying to enjoy the downtime with family, friends, whatever, when you have it. Just came back from a little vacation. Finally, I got some vacation time in.
You did? You really got a nice tan down in Tennessee.
Did I? You got some color?
Yeah, you got a little bit of color.
Yeah.
I made sure I wore plenty of SPF.
SPF.
You gotta protect yourself from them rays. So yeah, it's we're here though, and we're here right in the nick of time because I hear that August 14th we have Tales kicking off.
Yes.
Tales of the Walking Dead.
And if you want to go down the Marvel route, we have She-Hulk coming out August 17th, I believe it is.
Yep.
Which the Walking Dead alum, Steve Coulter, if you guys remember him being on our show, he was amazing. He will be on it.
I reached out to Steve.
Did you?
I did. I saw the because they've been playing the trailers for the show.
Yep.
And I reached out to him, and I said, "Hey, it's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for what you've been able to do with your career. You know what I mean?" And I said, we would love to have you back on our show. So, and I'm hoping. I don't know if because I know he had to cancel for the May event. So who knows if they're able to bring him to the October one? I'm not sure.
I know he's not gonna have like a series regular spot, but he's gonna have a pretty important part, I believe, because again, this is in the trailer, so I don't consider the spoilers. But they've confirmed that Daredevil will be in She-Hulk, and I mean it makes sense with Matt Murdock being a lawyer, and I can't remember friggin' She-Hulk's name, but she's a lawyer as well, and so it makes a lot of sense. And then Steve Coulter's part is that he actually tells her that they're going to be forming a subdivision of their law firm for enhanced individuals, which is how that's probably gonna play into it. It's for some part. And what actually really cool speculation I saw was that some of the troubles that Stark Industries got into during No Way Home, that actually might be handled by the law firm that She-Hulk and Daredevil are going to be working for, and it's actually going to tie into the Armor Wars.
Okay.
Because that's what Armor Wars is all about, is this dark technology gets into the wrong hands, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of people who have these Iron Man suits, and they're all fighting it out, basically. And so it's actually really kind of cool, a cool theory.
I never got one. I want an Iron Man suit.
It'd be pretty dope, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Especially the nanotech stuff where like it gets ripped off and it just grows back.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I would take a suit. Real quick though,
And
too.
I think Nick Gomez is going to be in that too.
I did.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, that's right. I completely forgot he made that announcement on Facebook. And he actually had a really funny caption. He goes, "Look, Mom, I'm in the MCU." I was like, that's funny.
I do want to take a moment to shout out two of our favorites, Robert Palmer Walker and Jay
Watkins.
No, sorry, Walker. I would say Walker. Yeah, Watkins.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah. Robert Palmer. Oh my God! Yikes! I definitely got the brain farts going on. Robert Palmer Watkins and Jay Gutierrez. They both, very kind, and did some promotion for us coming back after such a little hiatus that we had. So just big shout out to those guys. Thank you for the love as usual. We appreciate you guys. And actually, I know Robert just dropped another new song that he did. I believe it's called Clean Cut, and I think it dropped today. Yeah, so he's got Clean Cut that he just dropped, and then he also has a song called Walking Dead. And hold on, it'll come to me. Waiting. There's one called Waiting, and then Walking Dead, and then Clean Cut. So those are his three tops he's got going right now. I believe they're on Spotify.
Yeah. And YouTube as well.
Yeah. So thank you to those two gentlemen for helping give the push. I see that Daddy's in the house. What's up, Josh?
You just called him Daddy?
I did. What up? What up, Daddy?
He's talking about our sign here, just so everybody can see. Josh, help me hang it.
Yep. He's hanging out with us.
Are we just gonna really skip past the part where you call him Daddy?
No, I just admitted that I called him Daddy.
I know, but we moved on a little too quickly from that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He just called you son, so.
Oh, see? Look, even Pi likes it. Daddy's in the house.
Of course, Pi likes it.
Wait a minute. This is where it gets weird. Hi, Mom.
You started it, Chris.
Hi, Mom.
Man, we're a dysfunctional family.
My mom actually might pop on tonight. I don't know.
I know, Josh. You better watch it because Chris's mom jumps on here. She might get after you.
So, Renee, there's been a lot of big news dropped in the Walking Dead world.
Huge news.
Huge.
And you, of course, have been the spearhead of it all.
I mean, you are on top of it.
Yeah.
Trying.
I mean, the list of names that they have coming with Tales of the Walking Dead is like...
Yeah.
It's insane.
Holy Jesus, there's a lot. And I know one of them is slated to be at the October event, I believe. I think, from what I might have misread it, but I thought one of the names that's in there is slated to come to the show or not. Or maybe I just released an oopsie. I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't see that yet, but that doesn't mean it's not coming.
So we're gonna skip right over that part and keep going, just in case I did something there.
All right, moving on. Yeah. So Rick and Michonne.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So that was huge.
That was gigantic.
I mean, can we agree that this is my opinion on it, but I think you guys will agree with me on this, that this show is only happening because of the fact that movies fell through.
Sure.
Well, okay, now the reason the movies fell through was because AMC got new leadership in their network, the higher ups, and they were smart and they wanted to keep control.
Yep.
They didn't want to give this to some filming whatever.
I'm not bashing them, but I think that that's...
No, not at all. Yeah. I'm just saying everyone's kind of ragging on the fact, they're not doing the movies, they're not doing movies. Well, personally, I'd rather see it as a series. I think it's... Everyone keeps saying it's going to be this 6 episodes. That's not what they said. The press release that we all got said it's going to begin as 6 episodes.
Yep.
That's verbatim from the press release. So they are going to Could be my room is why I have an echo, because it's a very empty room. So if I need to do something, let me know. Kai said I'm echoey. But anyway, that's why they're doing the series instead, because they keep control of it. And honestly, I think it's going to be way better.
No, I 100% agree. But I think that we, even before we took our hiatus, we pointed out that there was kind of suspicious radio silence about the movies, and that we predicted that this was going to happen, that they were gonna shut down production of the movies, and that they were going to try to pivot it towards something else, some other kind of conclusion, if you will, to the Rick and Michonne saga. You know what I mean? I didn't think that they were just going to leave it off that Michonne dumped her kid on somebody else and said peace.
Two kids.
Two kids. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying. I see Daryl must just going to take all the kids with him to Europe, and he's just going to have Daryl's daycare or something. I mean, that's
Daddy Daryl's daycare.
Yeah. It's just,
yes.
And I mean the movies too. I mean, unless you're gonna release them within 6 months of each other, it really wasn't gonna be a big payoff. I don't think. Mm-hmm. Great idea to put them on the big screen and all that stuff. Like
it's ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, to keep it in house and let them have control of the story and everything they want to do is the correct way to do it. Especially with Andrew Lincoln, what he is to The Walking Dead and the family itself. I think it's the right thing to do. Have a weekly. What?
Your light just turn off.
Oh yeah, Alexa does that.
Oh, okay.
Alexa likes to mess around with me.
I saw it in front of my eyes.
Yeah. No, just Alexa playing around with my electric.
And everyone thinks that this is going to be Rick and Michonne reuniting with everyone, and that is not what it's going to be.
Nope.
That's not it at all. They even have said that Rick and Michonne are two very different people now. They've been through it, and they've been through a lot. And I really hope that they use this first season, at least some of the first episodes, to show us where they've been. I want to know, how did Michonne get to him, and what happened to him when Jadis dumped him off? I want to see some of that. I really hope that they, dive into some of that, so we can not just see them together and not know how they got there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see maybe where Michonne left off on the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where she arrives, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The type of journey she has to go on to come across whatever area.
Well, kind of fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of blank.
She met with that giant caravan. What happened with that?
Right.
That was a bunch of people. What happened? Did they help her? It's, there's a lot of what if kind of information there. So yeah, I really hope that they do. And we know that Jadis just dumped him to the CR, and so that she could get in. That what she had said, he was my ticket. That is exactly what she said. So then what happened to him?
Yeah.
To keep him away from his family, something catastrophic has happened to him to keep him away from trying to get back to his family.
Yeah, I feel like for everything I've seen online, people want they want that Avengers Endgame moment where everybody comes out of the portal and everybody's reunited.
Yeah,
and that's I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think that just like the Negan Maggie series, that's going to be completely standalone. I think that the Rick and Michonne's going to be completely standalone. It's not going to be this like family reunion. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think everything's just going to be going to be individual. Like you said, and it's funny because I haven't really missed Rick a whole lot in the main series. I mean, they filled that very well. I'm not a big, I don't know, Rick's Rick. I mean, everybody likes Rick. He's the leader and everything like that. But it hasn't been like I've always thought, oh, the story's really lacking without him. But boy, was I excited when they said he was coming back.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that was the news I didn't know I needed to hear.
Right.
But I was really glad, especially to have Michonne with him. I mean, that, because I've always liked Michonne, and like from the very beginning, I've always liked her. And so I thought it was really, and I love that. I don't know how they kept it a secret, but I love that they kept it a secret. Because they're not good at doing that anymore. No,
it's one of those things. Kind of what you said, Renee, is I hate to say it, but with Rick and Michonne, I personally haven't noticed their absence. Like, I know they're not there, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, this show sucks without them. You know what I mean?
Better with
Like, there's so many other, in my opinion, more interesting characters And not to say that they're not interesting, but we had how many seasons of Rick and Michonne? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying together, but I'm saying how many seasons of Rick, how many seasons of Michonne, and now we have more interesting characters like Mercer. You know, like his whole storyline with him and Princess. You know what I'm saying? Like that's awesome. Even the shit with Sebastian, like that, I find that stuff so intriguing because I'm like, you're a fucking weasel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But yes, I don't necessarily notice their absence. Despite the fact that I know they're not there, but for me, there's so many other good storylines, like so many good character storylines I want to see fleshed out that I don't care that they're not there.
Yeah. So I think it's great that they have their own series, and we're going to hear their story. I'm excited for that.
I think that's the right way to do it. Is that it's getting them back into the Walking Dead universe, but not introducing them back into the main storyline and overshadowing or overpowering the other people. Because once you introduce them into that main show, everybody else, everything interesting about everybody else gets washed away.
Yeah. So like what Pi said a few in here, she said that Rick's absence has given room to the other characters to develop.
Correct.
Which is true. Obviously, that's 100% true.
You have people like Aaron that have been able to take more of a leadership role, Aaron's like, I mean, Daryl's always my diehard favorite. I've always loved Daryl and everything like that. But Aaron, he's like my number 2 favorite character. I think he may die before the show's over, but he's just my favorite. I love him, you know. And I think if Rick was around, Aaron would not be getting that role, you know.
Right. I mean, we've said it before multiple times that Aaron has almost taken on, you know, comic book Rick role. You know what I mean? And that's
everything from the hand to the beard.
Exactly, and even just his clothing choices were you could tell were chosen very specifically, and it did look like old man Rick, you know, older Rick. You know what I mean? And so I think that, and again, Ross Marquand, I mean, phenomenal actor. I think he just does a great job with it. I really do.
And see, part of the thing that always kind of like bothered me too, I mean, I understand that obviously they have strayed from the comic books a lot, but you kept saying about how difficult it is to film, you know, a missing hand with the green screen and all this other stuff and everything when it came to Andrew Lincoln. But yeah, you've been able to pull it off with Ross Marquand with the, you know, the made up limb and everything.
Yep.
So what really, I feel like there was really something underlying there where, you know, like there was more to that story than was told, than just, oh, it's expensive with a green screen. Because you pulled it off with Herschel's leg.
Yeah.
Granted, the leg's a lot easier to film around because you can film from, you know, different angles looking up.
But even with an arm, you could still do it by camera angle.
Sure. But, I mean, look how much action Aaron has with the, you know, that prosthetic attachment to his actual hand. And now you telling me you couldn't have done that with Rick? So, I don't know. Something about that situation always kind of like rubbed me a little weird. So, but it is what it is. Happy that they're doing that, you know, the spinoff though, for sure. And I'm happy we get it weekly.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
Yeah. And then Isle of the Dead, the more I read about that, the more excited. Like I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like excited or not about it, but now that, did you guys read the most recent stuff about it, like what they've said about what is going on there?
So the only thing I really know is that there's been a lot of behind the scenes footage, shots being released and everything that I've seen.
Which I hate that, but because
I like seeing the cast, you know what I mean? Like I like knowing that they're on site and, you know, stuff like that.
But like people have been like filming things they shouldn't be filming and posting it, you know, and that stuff I don't like, because I don't like to see, I mean, because it's not really spoiling like the story or anything, but it's fun seeing them when they get done filming and they're waving to fans and signing autographs and doing all that. But like they've been like zooming in and getting like fight scenes, and they've been doing and that kind of stuff, and I just, you know, don't show us all that. I want to see that when it happens, you know, and everything like that. But no, they one of the AMC higher up network guys, so I guess there's not a lot of humans on Manhattan. The government blew up all the bridges and tunnels at the very early on, so that it got overrun. There is a horde 1 million strong on Manhattan Island. Okay. And all of the residents that do live there have to live 10th floor and higher to keep away from them, and they zip line to get everywhere.
Oh man,
that's pretty cool, actually.
So I'm like, okay, that's super cool. So that was what that was most released. Recently they released like some of the new cast members, and then they released that, and I was like, okay, now that sounds really cool.
See, I wish there's got to be a way for us to contact somebody, just to see if there's still a glimmer of hope.
I've tried to put feelers out.
There's got to be some way. Yeah.
I mean, we're right there. We're right there.
Granted, they're filming in Jersey, but
yeah, it's okay.
It's only a couple hours.
Yeah, Jersey. They're filming at one of the stadiums or something like that. Yeah. Arenas.
They were at a hotel. They were at. They've been. Yeah, actually, she's right. She's like right in the thick of it. If you follow her Facebook, man, she knows exactly where they are every day. She follows somebody and she knows everything.
Yeah, and actually, Zay, you're right. She's actually the one where I've seen a lot of the behind the scenes shots and everything that because she's posted it.
Well, it's her neck of the woods, Jersey.
Yeah, she's right in Jersey. So if anyone should be trying to get on as a background on the show, it should be her right now.
That's what I'm saying. I one episode.
Yeah,
that's all I want. Then we gotta pay me. I'll just walk on set and be like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I've seen like on some of the sites I've seen where Fear is looking for people, but I haven't seen anything about Isle of the Dead. So I don't know where do you find those jobs. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's that's like a big hush hush thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it sounds like it's gonna be great. We aren't gonna get the way it sounds. They're not setting the final 8 episodes. Will not set up any of the spinoffs. They're going to finish the story, which I think is what they should do. Yeah. I mean, don't take. I mean, we only have 8 episodes left. Let's finish the story and make it. They're going to the way Angela Kang explained, they're going to close some doors, but leave a lot of them open for things. So I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially because like on the spinoffs, you could always have flashbacks and things like that to explain it. You don't have to do it on the main show.
Right, exactly. I mean, we don't need to know everything going in. So it'll be interesting to see how they set everything up when those series do start, rolling out and stuff. So
yeah, and I mean, wrapping up the show is just in and itself. I feel like it. That we talked about this before, where I feel like we're just not going to be satisfied the way we want to be.
I wrote an article that said, "Is any ending going to satisfy fans?" No, it's not. No. I mean, none of us are ready, or the majority of us aren't ready for it. We don't want it to end. Right. Even though there's spinoffs, it's still not going to be the same. You're never getting that same feeling, whatever. But I mean, we have 8 episodes and it's going to happen, so we just have to be ready for it, I guess, and it'll be what it is, I was excited though that Greg Nicotero he directed the final episode, so I thought that was very cool.
That is.
So yeah, he directed over 30 episodes, and he did play a walker in the final episode also, so I thought that was very awesome.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I've seen him doing some stuff on other. I don't know what I didn't get to see what sets they were, but he was doing some other kind of.
He does so much stuff with his FX because he has his own company. Right, he is doing a really cool thing. So Night of the Living Dead, he is actually doing kind of a making. They're like doing him and this other guy who I didn't know who he's from, but they're making a film about the making of Night of the Living Dead.
That's cool.
Where they're actually going to recreate some of these scenes, but they're going to do them in color so that you can see like. Some of the blood, I think they use chocolate syrup or things like that. He wants you to see, like what this looked like before they, because it was shot in black and white or whatever, so it sounds really cool. And he's got all the permissions from like Romero's family and things. They're involved, so it's not like he's doing anything they don't want him to do and things. So it sounds like it's going to be really cool. So I think that'll be a neat project.
That does sound cool.
Yes, Pie. Nicotero. Yep, he did. Yep, Amy.
Oh, did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's funny.
And I was reading too where Lauren Cohen has killed Greg Nicotero's walker maybe 5 times or something. She's like killed his walker the most times or something like that. So
That's funny.
So I'm just going through the chat real quick. Eva says she's never really been a big fan of Negan. But that's changed. So yeah, I mean, I think, well, look, I mean, JDM, he did, I think, about as good of a role for Negan as you could have picked. I mean, especially
as perfect as a casting as you could possibly hope for.
When it comes to the sarcasm and the charismatic bad guy and all those things, and we always battle about, was he really a bad guy? And anyway, which what we're seeing now is he's never been like the bad guy. Yep. Like he wanted to portray himself as a leader in everything, stuff we've discussed before, but he's basically just a Rick of his people. I mean, he's just we had Rick, and we thought and we've talked about this many times, like put the shoe on the other foot, and is Rick the bad guy kind of thing.
We've talked about that frequently. Yeah. Is Rick the villain in Negan story?
Yeah. I mean,
yep.
So
and Negan so much has said it. Like, he who did he say it to? Maggie, where he was like, your people walked into into my community and killed my people while they were sleeping like cowards.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Like I mean, Rick just took one person's word for it and was ready to go stabby.
Yeah.
They one thing that I liked, since Lauren Cohen and Jeffrey Dean Morgan couldn't be at Comic-Con, they filmed a little clip. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't get to see it.
They showed it, and they were like, sorry we couldn't be there, but we're filming, and blah, blah, blah. And then they said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And that's what they're saying about the Isle of the Dead. So I thought that was very interesting, because everybody's like, so are they best friends now, or what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, no, they are not. So it'll be, I thought that comment was very interesting to the series.
They're going to sleep together.
It's not happening.
Okay. I don't know why they would be the only two characters going off on their little solo adventure of the fucking island of Manhattan.
We don't know it's a solo adventure. We just know that those two characters, that it's based on them. Maybe they have a whole bunch of people that go with them. We don't know that. There's a whole cast. They've listed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Existing people?
I mean like cast members.
No, obviously. I'm not saying they're going to the island, the couple's island retreat, but what I'm saying is,
well, you kind of are.
The Isle of Love.
What I'm saying is that it's like, oh, we're in fucking Georgia or Virginia, wherever the fuck we are. Oh, let's go pack our bags, honey. Let's go to Manhattan. And they go off on their little venture themselves.
Hey, all I know is that I was able to say that I knew Negan was gonna get somebody knocked up, so I was able to. I mean, it wasn't Lauren Cohen, but to our knowledge, he did get somebody knocked up. And then I mean, I can never. I never say never to anything. So I'm gonna ride with the fact that he's a horn dog. And he likes his wives, and you just never know.
And my thing is, there's a lot of blanks to fill in. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot that has to be filled in. Potentially in 8 episodes of The Walking Dead and however many episodes of The Isle.
Are you saying that he's potentially gonna fill a void?
Oh, he's gonna fill a very particular void.
Being very vague on that one, but I'm sure if you know,
we'll see, because we don't know what happens to Annie. We don't know what happens to his baby. Right. We don't know what happens to Herschel, for crying out loud. I'm like, there's all these pieces. Do they all get killed? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I think it was. I'm not sure if it was either Pi or Zay, but someone had mentioned too that with the whole Rick and Michonne story too. Like Rick doesn't even know really. He's never met RJ.
He doesn't know he exists.
I think Pi said that.
Yeah. Like he doesn't even know that he's got a son.
Yeah.
Nope.
So I
mean, as far as he's concerned, he also doesn't know that Michonne, that Judith, he doesn't know they're alive.
Right.
As far as he's concerned, the whole community of Alexandria could be gone, and everybody's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna, I'm excited. I mean, there's so much coming up, and like I love the fact that we have something in August to kick off.
Yeah.
That brings us closer to the final 8 episodes starting. I mean, I'm excited that we're gonna be down, at the event, and we'll be able to watch. I think that's episode. Is that 4?
17, 18, 19, 20, 25, maybe?
Episode 5.
I think.
So
I think it's...
it'll either be the halfway point or just past the halfway point.
Yeah,
like we're going to be able to watch that. I don't know if you and Josh will still be there or not Sunday night, but
not sure.
If you guys are there, I mean, it's going to be like for all of us to be together, plus everyone else we're with.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, to watch that together would be great. Speaking of the camp too, I mean, the announcement that the announcements of the actors that they've been releasing is just phenomenal.
I know. It's going to be, the panels are going to be so much fun. I have ideas for like who we can pair up. I'm like so excited. We're just going to have such fun with the panels.
Yeah. Now let's drop a little news on you guys about the upcoming camp event. We actually had a meeting a couple weeks ago with one of the gentlemen who runs like the technical aspect of the show, running, as far as like music, sound, video, audio, all sorts of stuff. This coming event for us personally, and what we're going to be able to do finally for you guys at home who can't make it, is going to be really special. The layout that we're going to have being inside. I mean, I have to give it to Casey and Oscar for this one. Like, they have really, they saw, and it's a nice pat on the back for us, but they saw how amazing the panels went and how like everyone really enjoyed them. So now we're getting a bigger venue inside, and we're going to be able to accommodate more people comfortably. We're going to have, from the way it sounds, I mean, it sounds amazing, but we're going to have TV monitors. We're going to have a computer hooked up that's going to be streaming the panels for everyone to watch. It's just like, we're going to be able to do a show basically from there for you guys live. Whenever we have a panel going on, you guys will be able to watch that panel as it's happening. And then any kind of interview that we're going to be able to do on the side with someone, we'll either record it and then upload it for you guys, or if possible, we'll be able to just show it to you as it's happening. So when the event does get closer, what we're going to try to do the best to our ability is either have someone keep posting updates on our social media for everyone to like watch out for what's coming up, or we'll be doing it ourselves. But obviously, as the event gets closer, and I mean, God, it's right around the corner. I mean, I feel like October is just...
We're going to blanket. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm already at the point where I'm like already thinking about like flights and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, September. I'm going to book in September. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be so much bigger for us. And it's going to be everything that we've ever wanted to really do for you guys at home.
Yep.
And that's what's really special for us, is being able to finally sit down and say, guys, we can do this for you. And you can be there, I mean, maybe as bad as you'd like to be there in person, but you'll be wherever you are watching, at home and enjoying everything that's going on.
Yep.
So, super excited about that.
It's a way for us to bring the camp experience to you guys if you're not able to bring yourselves to the camp.
Yeah. By booking flights early on, it does save money.
She sounds like
you sound like somebody who might book a flight and come.
No, she sounds like one of those. What are those like? What are those like travel like?
He sounds like the Gecko.
Like
saving, booking early will save you 10% early on flights. I don't want summer to end, but then yeah.
My birthday's in 10 days.
Yeah.
My 30th.
Yeah. Yeah. Big 3-0.
Yep.
There's been a lot of big birthdays this year, right? Man, Renee, you went around the freaking nation on your birthday.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Well, when you get to that number, I think you kind of deserve
Absolutely.
something
I mean,
like that.
Daddy Josh really pulled through.
Yeah.
He did.
Good job, Daddy.
That was insane. You guys, seriously, I had no idea. From minute to minute, I didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's called a surprise birthday.
It was. I mean, I thought my house was my surprise birthday. I was fine with that. I was okay, you know.
Yeah. Boogie's Day is coming up. He finally turns 21.
Damn it, Pie. I got nothing.
Yeah, I was waiting.
I was winding up and I went,
It's a swing and a miss.
damn it, Pie. He swung for the
I like cake better.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So, I didn't even have much for that one. I mean, cake is all I came up with, honestly. Like,
Cheesecake's better.
cheesecake, yeah. Screw pie. I'll take cheesecake. You all right?
I'm good.
Okay. Have you had a long day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Goodness.
Good old 12-hour shift at work. That's fine.
Yeah, what's normal?
Yeah, no big deal.
All right, so what else we got? We have what's the other show that's coming out? We got Fear obviously is moving to Atlanta. I know.
Savannah.
I'm
Savannah.
sorry.
Yeah, I know. But we have to mention them. They have to be in the discussion.
Yes, they're filming in Savannah now. It sounds like.
Which they were filming in Texas originally, right?
Austin.
Yeah.
So that's why, for those of you who watch, I know these guys don't, but for those of you do, they got on the water at the end and they're heading to a new place, and so that's accounting for the change of that, which is the whole time they couldn't leave. Now they can, so it's bizarre, and I'm just
in the storyline, do they explain that they have gone from Texas to Georgia, or is that just
they're set adrift.
They're in the Gulf, and they're so they met a lady who tells them there's a better place, up or down the water area, whatever, where she came from. They all assume it's Padre, but then in the meantime, you find out that Madison works for Padre, and they are not what they are thought to be.
Right.
They're kind of pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so they get everybody into rafts and whatever else will float, and they're trying to get them somewhere else because I guess now all of a sudden the fallout, they've lived in the fallout all of season 7, but now they have to get out. It's just,
Yeah.
But I mean, they have to account for the change. I mean, when they start filming in Savannah as opposed to Austin, you're going to see a marked difference, and so that's how they're, and I don't think it's going to be set in Savannah. I feel like it might have, what was it? Because Morgan had gone off ahead of everybody, and I can't remember if it was Louisiana. I can't remember now where he was, but I don't think it was Savannah,
Well, I mean, there's definitely no inclination that they're going to try to cross any path with where he was originally, right?
No, because they're in Virginia, so I don't. Yeah. It sounds like they're keeping him south because even the ad for the actors and things that Fear was putting out in one of the pages, they were saying that they needed people to not to be afraid to be on fast moving boats on the water, something like that. So it's going to be on it's going to be on the water a lot and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
My concern originally was that they were going to try to consolidate all their shows into one show.
Yeah.
I was so concerned about that, especially when Morgan kept talking about, I think it was last season or whatever, he kept talking about Alexandria. Yep. And I'm just like, please don't do it. Don't do that. Yeah, you've already brought Morgan here. You've brought Dwight here. You brought Sherry here. Stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, And I just don't understand. Like, so the showrunners have been doing it since season 4, and so season 6 wasn't bad, but 4, 5, and 7, especially 7,
Yeah.
terrible. I don't know why they kept them on. You know, I don't know what their game is, if they think that because Madison's back, she's going to save the show, and I don't think that's the case. No. I mean, I really just don't. People are mad because Alicia left and they didn't get that meeting. I mean, people are so angry about that. Yep. And I don't know if they have a reason why they've done that or whatever, but yeah.
And I mean, is there from what I've heard, like no one believes that, I guess Alicia, well, everyone believes Alicia will be back, but
yeah, so she didn't
die.
We didn't see her die. Right. She kept thinking she was infected because of her arm. She didn't think she cut her arm off in time. She didn't die. We didn't see her die. She just went off. Mm-hmm. You know. So yeah, very open-ended.
So maybe as the show continues to tank. Oh. You said progress, I said tank.
Yep, there it is.
I mean, look, it is not trending in an upward direction. I'm sorry.
It's not. Even
there is so
diehards that are defending it, they can't find any reason to defend it.
It's trending.
We all know there are certain people who will defend it to the death.
Trending in a downward spiral.
As a writer, I'm trying to write positive things about it, and it's very difficult. It really is. I mean, I try very hard to find something, you know, but it's tough. It's very tough.
You know, when the professional writer is having a hard time finding things to say positive about it, that's when you might have to sit there and evaluate it and go,
Well, if you guys remember, like, I really pushed for Fear.
Yeah.
I really, in the very beginning, where I was I was very strict on, look, they're trying to explain it from a different angle, blah blah blah.
I just want to say that when we rebranded our podcast and we started back, I was the first person to be like, I'm trying. This shit's hard.
I mean, look, I really enjoyed the first season and the second season.
And the second season.
Yeah, they were good seasons. You know, you had everyone in there that was just, it was a great core of people. And those 2 seasons were amazing. And then we started flying hot air balloons, and we started then we started
dropping nukes and shit,
flying planes and crashing planes, and no one's dying. And I'm like, now we got nuclear bombs and no one's dying.
And I'm sorry, but for me,
like, everybody, hold on.
Okay.
Everybody has Fallout gear.
Yes.
How in the hell did we all get Fallout gear?
Maybe Texas has that in all their stores. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You know, and when Morgan first came out in the beginning of season 4, when Morgan came over.
Sorry.
What?
I said just start killing people.
Yeah. When Morgan and John Dory first met, I was like, okay, this is going to be super cool with those 2 characters. You know, I really liked the dynamic between those characters, and I thought, oh, okay, Morgan's going to bring something to the series, and then no.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Lucy's in the chat.
I know. I just went because I saw her say hello.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Hello.
But yeah, I don't know.
So for me, when the nukes went off and everybody's surviving in what is essentially fucking Chernobyl. I had to sit there, and I had to kind of go, really? So now we're essentially Z Nation, like this is. You remember the episode with like the nuclear reactor and like there was like the glowing zombies and shit. I'm like, really, this is the route we're going. Out of all the storylines that you could have possibly went down, you went for the cliche of the nuke. Mm-hmm. That was the cliche you chose. You could have chose. Old Faithful erupting, and now there's like
volcano.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much more you could have done. Interesting, but you chose nuke. You went full Cold War on me.
You know, like with the way the world would be without human control of certain facilities, like a nuclear plant, you would have nuclear plant meltdowns you would have like, who knows, which could lead to anything. You could have nuclear fallout from nuclear plants just melting down on themselves, and then who knows? There could be things like earthquakes. There could be massive extinction events happening with volcanoes. There could be so many other things.
I would have taken a fucking asteroid hitting the planet. I mean, because
wait a minute, but we did have a satellite fall out of the sky.
Yeah, true. Good point. But like, my thing is like,
which that would be something that would happen though. That 100%. Would legit happen.
Yes, because now we don't have satellites, and we don't have people monitoring those satellites for early detection of asteroids or other extraterrestrial bodies that are going to possibly impact the planet. That makes sense to me. But they wouldn't have any warning. But they'd have to deal with it anyways. But now, for half a season, we knew the fucking nukes were coming.
I love when Ryan gets ramped up.
I know, he gets all wound up. I love it.
I love it.
I'm waiting for it to spin his
I know. He's like, turns into Stallone. I have to turn it like a switch. It's like a switch.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Going over the top.
Here we go.
Hey, yo, Adrian.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Adrian.
It's like a switch. Yeah, I like it. Hey, because
my whole thing was, they said they couldn't leave because those two people they met, those two weird people that had the baby zombie. I can't remember their names. Do you remember that, or did you see that part? So Morgan and Grace, they went somewhere. They were traveling along, but anyway, they met these two people, and there was a baby zombie and all this stuff.
Yeah. And they had severely bad burns, and the dead baby was inside the suitcase.
Yeah, and they were trying to leave, and they got burnt because they couldn't leave. They were showing them on a map that they could not leave because of whatever. Mm-hmm. So that was the reason that they had to stay where they were, because of that. Well, now all of a sudden, everything is terrible at the tower, where Strand's tower. They have to leave because it's so bad, but now they can get out without getting burnt.
Right.
So what happened? You know what I mean? Why is it all of a sudden so bad at the tower? Because and then they built this whole Alicia declared war on Strand, and it was supposed to be this big bad fight and all this stuff, and nothing. Yep. Like, are you kidding me? We've been building up to this and nothing. It was just terrible.
That's how I feel about the whole thing, because like I know I said it for dramatic effect about Chernobyl, but it's true. Chernobyl happened 60 years ago, right? And it took I mean, still 40, 50 years for anybody to even be able to go there without a radiation suit. Mm-hmm. And even then, you have to wear the I forgot what the Geiger counter, and it'll tell you, and it'll start beeping, and the faster it beeps, the smaller the intervals, the more that you need to get the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. But now we just kind of chalk it up to be like, oh well, fucking whatever. And now everybody has Fallout suits, which pisses me off.
Yep.
I know.
Did you go to the fucking Walgreens on the corner and say, I need a Fallout suit, please? Oh yeah, we got a surplus. Come on in.
It's been
Pi. I understand it wasn't 60 years ago. I was being dramatic, but I'm saying, you get my point.
What she said, we're gonna have to have a little talk. I love it when Pi. Pookie, we're gonna have to have a little talk.
Yeah, she.
You get my point, Pi.
Yeah.
I was saying it for exaggeratory dramatic effect.
True. But you still can't go there right now.
You literally can't, and it'll be hundreds of years before people could live there.
Yeah, and I'm okay with comic book ish shit happening in your TV series, because that's what it's supposed to be.
There has to be some suspension of disbelief.
But and I was semi okay with the hot air balloon, because I'm like, okay, comic bookish.
No, I'd rather Z Nation, like a fucking cheese wheel rolling down the hill, fucking people. I don't.
But look, we all knew what Z Nation was about. Z Nation, which to me was like a spoof zombie apocalypse TV show. All right, to me it was spoofy. You know what I mean? It was comedic relief for me. But yeah, you're right. A giant cheese wheel going down a hill crushing zombies was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it was.
But
all I could think about was the blood mixing in with the cheese.
Yeah. But yeah, it just I don't know. It just went downhill quick. And I sometimes I wonder what the actors think about what they're putting on, and I know that they have to go out there and they have to hype up the show and they have to do all these certain things and say like, guys, this is the greatest season ever and we're so excited and everything like that. And sometimes I feel like going, but are you really excited about what we're about to watch? You really sure that you are proud of what
this is your best work?
Is this your best work? And that's the thing, even like sometimes like with the acting, I'm just like, wow, like you can tell where they cut scenes, where they're just like, it's just, I feel bad because I really did push for the show in the beginning. I thought it had a lot of potential, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. So
I'm only this critical of the show because of how much I love The Walking Dead and how much it's done for my life.
Exactly.
But you want to see your favorite shows succeed. Especially when you have friends who were on the show or still are on the show, because the show's success is their success.
Yep.
And the show's failure is their failure. Not necessarily saying that they're failing, but they're part of that project. And so that's why I'm so critical of it, because I want to see Walking Dead go on for another 10 years. I not necessarily the show itself, but like the universe of itself.
Yeah, the universe.
I want to see this continue to happen. I want to I want what's happening with like the Marvel universe where all these shows are coming out and all these points are coming together. I want The Walking Dead to have that because they earned it. They deserve it. But that's why I'm critical of it. I'm not critical of it because I hate it or because I want to rag on it or shit on it. But it's for very specific reasons.
It's critical because like you wish it was more than what it is. Like I wish it was a lot more better than what it is.
Especially because like
I feel like we deserve better.
Season 2 and season 3 of Fear was like, for me, it was like peak Fear. That's like the first season for me. Like the first episode, I was okay. Like I'm intrigued. Like just watched a paramedic get bit on the neck on the middle of like an interstate. Like all right, cool. I'm here for it. And then the rest of the first season after that just kind of lost me.
Yeah.
And Chris convinced me like just watch the second season. Like try to get into it. I did, and I loved it. You know what I mean? And I was hooked again. But then I fell off again.
Yeah.
Well, Tales of the Walking Dead. So I've gotten to watch episode 1, 2, and 4, and I think that they could take this and make something. They can expand the universe with this because they can do whatever stories they want. The showrunner accidentally said at one of the interviews at Comic-Con that one of the episodes takes place at least 30 years into the future.
Yeah, and I'm really
so excited. Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot of flashbacks of maybe I feel like it's going to be the 6th episode. This is just completely speculative on my part. I don't know any inside to this, but I feel like it might be the final episode, the 6th episode of the season, because it said something about there's a couple. It's the one Danny Ramirez is in, and it talks about them having maybe it almost sounds like they're having some couple trouble, but they're talking about things that happened in their past. So I wonder if it'll be like some flashbacks, maybe they're beyond it, but things that they experienced in the whatever, So anyway, it'll be interesting. But I think every episode takes place in a different part of the country, so that to me is
very
interesting.
Exciting, yeah.
And different time periods of the apocalypse.
Okay.
So you're talking early on, in the middle, in the center, whatever, that kind of thing. So, in the 3 episodes that I was able to preview, the chemistry between they paired up these actors so well. Terry Crews and Olivia Munn are in the first episode together, and they are outstanding. Their episode is so good. It's just such a great episode. And then you have Parker Posey and Jillian Bell in the next one. And their episode, it's a little weird, but I really like it. But it's very different tone. I saw where people were saying how this series isn't consistent. Well, it's not supposed to be. It's an anthology. who wants it to be. That's
Right.
not what it's supposed. That's not what it's supposed to be. You've got different writers, different directors, different actors and things. And then the other one that I got to watch was with Poppy Lou and Anthony Edwards in it, and again, just completely different than the other two, but very interesting. And Anthony Edwards, he's just such a great actor, and he put, it's funny because he plays a doctor in this episode, and I'm like, oh, he was a doctor in ER, so I thought that was funny, but no, what I've seen so far, I am so excited for this series. I think it's going to be outstanding, and I cannot wait to see Samantha Morton's episode.
Yeah, and so
I don't know why they skipped it. It's the third one, and they didn't give it to us.
Is she in more than one episode? No.
Nope. She's in one episode, and her. So we the things that we know. I haven't watched the episode yet. The things that we were privy to is her name is Dee. That was her name before she was Alpha. She had said in an interview that, she said, remember that all the backstory that we know of Alpha was from Lydia's point of view, a child who doesn't remember how things are. Kids forget things, they misunderstand things. Like the whole time, Lydia thought her father was the abuser. Mm-hmm. Then when she started remembering, then she's like, wait a minute, that was not the case. She remembered it wrong. Yeah. And so Samantha Morton said, you have to remember that all those flashbacks that you have seen in The Walking Dead were Lydia's memories, and they might not be true. Yeah. Okay. Samantha Morton's quote from her interview with Collider, she said, it was something like, she said, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the effect that she was not prepared for the twist in Alpha's story. The actress herself was not prepared for the twist they had for her story. Wow. So I just cannot wait to see this episode.
Yeah. And that's, like you said, that's the one they wouldn't let you screen. So.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they will. They'll probably give it to us, right. But they just, I don't know why they gave us 1, 2, and 3. I think they probably gave us 1 and 2 because those will come out early on AMC. So like on the 14th, AMC will do the first episode. AMC Plus will have episodes 1 and 2. So I don't know if they're just gonna wait. Maybe they don't want things spoiled, which is fine. I mean, I understand. I get it because people will spoil everything they can. Yeah. Even people who get screeners that aren't supposed to, they do spoil things.
There's a lot of talk of Terry Crews in the chat, and I'm actually very interested because we all know him as doing comedy and everything, and this is so far out of
his wheelhouse.
I
mean, I think of like White Chicks. I think of like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
and I'm just curious as to
there's a little bit of comedic elements in it. I mean, nothing like that. You're not talking that, but it is. And he commented on this. The interview with Collider, I used it in a couple articles because it was a very good interview. That I can't think of the guy's name from Collider, but he's an awesome interviewer. He always has great questions and stuff, so I love watching his interviews. But and Terry, they were saying that about you're usually a comedian kind of guy, blah blah blah, and yeah, he's like, yeah, but we added some of those elements in there. There are a little bit of comedic elements in there, and it was you learn his character is a very interesting character, and it's just he's been alone, which he says that in the trailer and stuff. That he's
and that's the other thing. So someone in his physical condition, it's kind of like Mercer, like someone in their physical conditions in this type of world. Look, you have to be able to eat, and you have to be able to work out. Yep. So I'm really I always Mercer. I can understand more because he's set up in an environment that was built for him to be able to succeed the way he does. Yeah. But someone like Terry Crews, who's a physical specimen, and I'm just how are, I always like to take reality. You know what I mean? It's a reality thing. How do we make this realistic for someone like him? But we know, just by looking at him, you're like, well, how the hell did this guy survive in a zombie apocalypse? Was he eating the fucking zombies? You know what I mean? How is he sustaining his body?
I'll be interested to see. I mean, to me, everything seemed on the up and up, kind of, I'm watching this, but some of those aspects I didn't pay a lot of detail or attention to. So I'll be interested to see what you think about that, how they portrayed that, if you think it was believable how they did it and stuff. So
yeah, no,
Yeah, the Parker Posey, she's just got a certain. She's in the second episode, and she has the second episode, and she. Did you see her in Scream? She was in like Scream.
Yeah.
3,
Yep.
I think it was the one where they make in the movie about whatever, and she kind of reminds me of that character in this episode. She has that same kind of thing to her or whatever. But again, it's just a completely different episode, and just really good though. So I don't know. I'm excited for you guys to see it, and I think you're gonna like it. I really do.
Yeah. And a lot of I think Lucy's the one who mentioned Rosita dying.
That's with her, with the baby kind of strapped to her. That's comic book pictures and things. So we'll see.
So you think they're gonna kill her off like the way that Lori was killed off in the comic?
That's what they're thinking. Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying. But is it too obvious because it's in the trailer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, somebody's gonna die. We're not gonna. I feel like Aaron is gonna die just because I've thought that for a while now.
Yeah.
And maybe Gabe. I kind of feel like he might, just because he's kind of cheated death a couple, or he's just some of those ones that have cheated their comic death. You kind of wonder what's gonna happen, or and maybe not, but. I mean, we're gonna lose somebody. I mean, we have to. I mean, if they don't, I feel like it'd be. I don't want to lose anybody. You want them all to ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. But I feel if they do that, that'll be poor. That's not doing this characters justice, and
By saying, well, if Rosita doesn't die, then Gabriel has to. One half of the couple needs to croak. And I mean that's the thing too. Like, if Rosita dies, does she die with Coco? You know what I mean? And then if not, like same thing with dude. Really? While I'm talking. With Aaron, like if Aaron dies, like does Cooper just adopt everybody's kids and have like a giant family? Because we haven't heard anything about Cooper. We know he's still there. We don't know what happens with him.
Yeah, he's in the thick of it in the trailer too.
Yeah.
You can see, and that's the thing. The trailer said that you can see lots of our characters looking in these. They're in these precarious situations. You don't know who's.
I got it.
Who's gonna make it.
It could be Jerry's Junior Jamboree.
And what's he make? And Cobbler.
Cobbler.
Yeah. Jerry the Cobbler and Kids.
Cobbler and Kids.
Cobbler and Kids. The Cobbler.
So
and Kids.
Michael just said that he's always wanted to be the one to kill off Daryl. He said he begged Nicotero to let him be the one to do it. Sorry, Michael, he's not dying.
Yeah.
Although I would be happy to see you kill him.
Yeah. Linda, what the hell? It's been an hour.
Yeah, Linda.
Like, why are you awake right now? Same thing with Lucy. Lucy, like, what are you guys doing?
Don't get me wrong, we're happy you're here.
Yeah, of course. But damn, Linda coming in an hour into the show.
When we're winding down.
Yeah. I thought you were Nightville over there. Well, Sleepy Town. Cooper gives amazing hugs. Yeah, well, I mean,
Still one of my favorite pictures is you arm wrestling him.
Yeah.
My favorite's one where he's got his tongue out and he's got his like arm on.
I think there'll be a new arm wrestling thing going on this year.
I'm very happy because...
It might be a threesome.
Yeah. What? Well, that's the thing. Like, I have to challenge Cooper again to the arm wrestling. And then...
Mercer,
yeah, I get to see if he'd be willing to too as well. Except...
What's Mercer's name?
Michael James Shaw.
Yeah, Michael Shaw. Except
MJS.
Like, not for nothing, but that dude is huge.
Oh yeah, he's massive.
Like, I gotta put on like 10 pounds just to make sure that like I can hang with the guy.
We only have a few months here. You better get busy.
I'm gonna put in work. Don't worry. I'm gonna put in work and make sure I could stand up to this guy because he is a big dude.
Maybe we could try to get Mercer
and he's like,
Cooper
he's got
on.
like his something. What did he? He's got combat. What was it? He just got some kind of. He does jujitsu, and he got some kind of combat something in that. Just got. He was posed with his certificate and his guy that whatever. And, yeah, so he just did some kind of something. I saw it on his Instagram.
Hey man, he's a badass dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
We should get Mercer on here and Cooper, so you could talk shit.
Talk shit.
Talk shit.
You want me to talk shit to these two guys?
Yes, I do.
That I'm gonna see in person.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's not a problem. I don't care. I'll do whatever. Yeah.
It's not me. It's not me doing the arm wrestling competition.
Yeah,
so
I'll talk shit with anybody. Whatever. I can talk smack.
Talk shit, get hit.
I can talk smack. We could do it. Let's do this. That's everyone's job. You got to tweet at Cooper and Michael and let them know that it's on like Donkey Kong.
Pie, you talking shit?
Yeah.
Shit.
You're talking
Not shit. Shit.
We're gonna talk shit and we're gonna arm wrestle.
Wrestle.
We're gonna arm wrestle.
Wrestle.
Raffle.
Damn, set the wrong time on my alarm. You actually woke up for this. That is amazing. That is dedication.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Set your alarm. All right, well. The next show that we have, we should be discussing the first episode of Tales, right? Because today's, the 8th.
No,
so we'll have one more. We'll have one more. Yeah, we'll have one more show.
Yeah, next Sunday, or this coming, the 7th, right? That's the 7th. Talking Dead is going to have a special preview show for all the spin-offs.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to be teasing some stuff, but Anthony Edwards, Julian Bell, and Terry Crews are going to be the guests on there, so it should be interesting. But they're going to talk about the spin-offs and things and tease some stuff about whatever. So
okay.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. So we'll have that to talk about if anything interesting comes out of that.
Yeah, and then maybe they'll get some more sneak peeks and trailers or something.
I'm sure they're going to build you. I think I'm shocked they haven't done some more stuff. I mean, they at least gave us synopsises for all of the episodes finally, because we didn't even know what order until this week, what order they were coming out. We just kept waiting and waiting. We knew from the trailer, this is the person they were together and things, but yeah, so.
Very nice. All right, well, so we have all that to look forward to, and then 2 weeks we'll be able to talk about the very first episode of Tales and see how that goes.
Yep.
Yes.
And the first episode you said is
Terry Crews and Olivia Munn.
That's the very first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called Evie and Joe. That's their names.
All right. So we'll get Terry right off the bat and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Interested in that. He's a big name.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's huge.
Yeah, I mean it's so fun. I think that's the other thing with Tales. You've got all these people like Terry Crews or someone who couldn't commit to a Daryl Dixon where you're doing this for 12 years. He couldn't commit to that, but he commits to oh sure I could do an episode. And it's very cool. It opens up the Walking Dead universe to a lot of other actors who would love to be on an episode, but they're never going to commit to a series that they have no idea how long it's going to last. Mm-hmm. So it's fun to see all these actors and, things like that. So,
Pie, don't worry. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm sure one way or another we will.
Yeah. Pie, I'm going to find out. One of our writers lives in the UK, and she said that, she had reached out to Amazon Prime, and she thinks they may be on Amazon Prime, but I'll find out and let you know. And thank you, Linda. I just started getting my wall done up today, so.
He's my little parrot. Right. And also Lucy says she'll hook you up, Pie, so you have that as well.
They usually find ways.
Yeah.
We will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. Then he's okay. Don't worry about this. He just has a little issue from licking. So don't worry. His leg is fine. He's just a licker. He's got really bad anxiety and he licked a lot. So I had to bandage him up.
When I thank God I stopped myself, because when you talk about the anxiety, I was like, oh, me too. But then you talk about licking himself, and I'm like, no, not the time to say this.
You're a licker too, are you?
Nope.
Only off camera?
Boy, we're learning all kinds of new stuff about Ryan tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm passionate.
I like it.
On that note.
Yeah. All right, so We're gonna cut loose here, everybody. Lucy, thank you so much for chiming in. Linda, thank you so much for setting your alarm to come and hang out with us.
And please don't be sorry. We appreciate you even coming.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Pi says don't lick yourself in public, Pookie.
It's a good rule of thumb.
And
Same to you, Lucy.
let me see. Where is
Lucy? You were quite the experience.
Because I love meeting you.
Yeah.
But that that's old news. We did that.
Oh, it's old news, is it?
That's
We also haven't done a show since then.
Look, pretty soon though, hopefully Lucy will be like a regular in like a normal time zone.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's a future thing that she's working on.
Well, I mean, Michael is going to the UK soon in September, so I'm hoping that when he comes back, she comes with him.
Right.
She and the boys. So.
Well, yeah, it's a package deal.
Yes.
Correct. So that would be freaking amazing. So
yes,
we'll keep our fingers crossed.
So Lucy could be here for both camp, for every camp,
every year, for everything. Yep. And she doesn't need to stay awake until 2:00 in the morning to hang out with us.
Yeah.
It's Alexa saying that. Yeah, I know. Alexa, turn the lights on again.
It's like when you're at the bar and the last call. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
It's Alexa saying, "Wrap it up, yo. Wrap that shit up."
It's been an hour and 11 minutes, damn it.
I'm bringing up these suitcases. Very nice.
Yes, Michael. Yes.
There you go, Michael.
There you go. All right, everybody. We will be back next week. We'll obviously post the day and time. Linda will remind you to set your alarm clock for the right time. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for the welcome back. And let's get ready to kick this into high gear.
Yeah.
We got lots to talk about.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
I love you guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Peace. Say bye, Rue.
Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry. Subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.